home just down the road. When the personal care unit opened back in 1993, I was one of the first nursing aides who worked the unit. Then I went to skilled side before coming back to personal care unit as a med tech 8 years ago. You could say I've seen both sides of the facility, from when JDK owned the home to Priority Health Group, who purchased the facility last year. Today we are going to hear from nursing home workers like me who feel we need to make it clear to our community that we could do better for our residents and staff. Like nursing homes across the state, Shenandoah Manor has led staff. We lost a lot of employees after COVID, but we also lost the majority of in-house employees this past year alone because of wages and health benefits. There has been a significant increase in us depending on agency filling gaps. It's not fair to the residents every day to have a different face that they don't recognize. We can change this for the better. We can retain the caregivers who have dedicated over 20 years to this facility, and we can recruit more staff. Priority needs to take care of the people who care for the residents. That starts with raising wages for everybody and providing quality health insurance with lower costs. After Priority bought our building last year, we formed our union to have a voice in our residents' care and in our jobs. We've been on Priority's health insurance plan, and I shouldn't call it insurance because it's a reference-based pricing program since January, and I can tell you how many stories I've heard from my coworkers about the huge out-of-pocket expenses. One coworker just told us the other week that she has to pay $1,500 for an ultrasound out of pocket. That's 3 weeks' pay. Priority's insurance said that they would only cover $258. I joked to my coworker who has the 80-20 plan that actually the plan is more like the employee covering 80% and Priority covering 20%. Another coworker of mine just had a vital hysterectomy 5 months have passed by, and she just received her statement, and her portion that she owes is $48,000. Our insurance says mammograms are 100% covered, but when we were told we have to pay over $1,000 when we get screenings. Preventing breast cancer shouldn't feel like a luxury we can't afford. Health benefits matter. If something happened to my husband, I would not want the insurance that Priority is offering. I don't know if the company's top executives will want this insurance either. I want to end this by saying that it's fitting that we're speaking out for our community, our residents, and ourselves at this Miners Memorial. Because just like the miners, we're sending a message that companies like Priority need to provide for the people who work every day. Priority can do their part in solving staffing issues right now by agreeing to a strong union contract with wages and benefits we deserve. I'd like to introduce Joseph Hannes. He's been with the company since the early 90s, and I've known him since the early 90s. Woo!
Hi, I'm Joseph. I've been a licensed practical nurse at the Manor for 23 years. My friends asked me, how do you do this job? They couldn't do it. I do it because I love my residents. My coworker and I stayed throughout COVID, despite how hard it was on us, our families. We saw dozens of our residents pass away from the disease. We worked overtime, many shifts, because of staff having COVID. All we got was a few weeks of extra pay and nothing else. This is my town. My residents are part of my family, friends of my parents and classmates. I went to school with some of them. My neighbors, people from my church. Some of them I'm actually related to. I can't get away from my family. I just returned to work this past week after getting surgery, and the first thing my registered was, "Thank God you're back. We missed you." And they were happy to see me. This means everything to me. I'm proud to be the person who takes care of them, listens to their problems, and tries to deal with them. Some of them don't have anyone that ever comes to see them. I am their family. Today I'm here to tell our community we have a problem in nursing home care that needs to be fixed. Staffing is horrible. The ratios are 1 to 25 on my shift, yet most of the times I'll have 30, 35 residents at a time. It's 1 to 12 for the nursing aide. That never happens. Every day it's piecemeal. You don't know who's coming, who's going to be there. When your shift is over, you don't know if you're going to have relief. The other night, I was the only staff member on the second shift in the whole building. Ratios don't indicate priority. They don't seem to care. They bought the company last year, and staffing has gotten worse since. Ratios mean something to me. Better staffing means better care for the residents. We can take more time to be with them. Listen to them. People that are coming in agencies don't know these people. We know them. We're able to go see that this is not their usual, something's wrong, and take care of it. A lot of times working short means the residents have to wait to go to the bathroom. They have to wait to get their trays. This isn't right. If someone needs to go to the bathroom when you're passing trays, do I pass my trays and let them eat? Or do I take them to the bathroom? Or do they have to urinate themselves? A lot of the people in nursing homes, especially my side, have dementia. These people need consistency. People that have dementia are better off if they have continuity of care. In our place, we do not have that. Every day it's someone different, a different phase. I have one resident who does not like to get a shower if it's not a person he knows. He'll skip his shower if there's not someone there that he knows. He's afraid he's going to fall. He doesn't trust these people. They don't know him and he don't know them. Priority wages their wages and offer comprehensive health care that was affordable, we would have more staff, more people would come on. We've had people leave who have been there for years because they could not afford the insurance. One resident was paying over $400 every 2 weeks for her and her 2 children to be on the health care plan. This is not good. It doesn't invite people to come on as staff. My co-workers and I have been on the insurance plan since January. All we see are the expensive costs. I'm afraid to see what my bill is going to be like for this surgery that I just had. I only got 2 bills in so far, and the insurance didn't cover any of them. My emergency room bill and none of the labs the hospital ran. I don't know what to do. What I'm going to do if I'm charged that. I will not be able to afford it. $48,000 for my one. I'm sure mine is going to be somewhere near that. The ACAs are paid as much as I am, some of them even more. A nurse had served the facility for over 20 years. Why should people work here when the homes down the street have better pay, better coverage? We formed our union to make this the best nursing home for the residents rather than putting money into the staffing. They'd rather hire agency to come in. Priority can work with us to solve this problem, but they refuse to. I know this company can afford to improve resident care. They receive money from the state, funded by the taxpayers like you and me. It's supposed to go for bedside care, and retention of staff, but we have yet to see any of it. My uncle and grandfather all worked in the mine, despite the people that were shown. This is where the labor these miners fought for better wage, 40-hour work. No, let's continue that fight. Just like these miners, we are here to call for our workers, residents, and the community we serve. We do the work every day, we deserve fair pay, health care that is good, and a strong union contract. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Joe. A lot of my coworkers are working the floor right now, but are joining us in spirit. We are the people who take care of our loved ones like they are our own family. We showed up and took more shifts than ever during the pandemic. I'm from Shenandoah, born and raised. Most of us are. We know our residents very well. The people who work hard and pay taxes and run nursing homes should be able to see that the money goes back to resident care. This town has higher rates of cancer, diabetes, and death by heart disease than the state and the country. We have more people 65 years and older than any other age group. The money Priority receives every year from the state should go directly towards staffing. Priority has an opportunity right now to invest in staff recruitment and retention in our first union contract. We're calling on them to take this opportunity. We are calling for fair wages for all and quality health insurance with affordable costs for people who spend every day caring for our loved ones. We are calling for a strong union contract and one that we all the workers deserve. Thank you.
Thank you, Marie.
Yeah,
Does anyone else want to say anything about their insurance? Any issues?
or just saying,
Or say anything to Priority?
Hi, I'm Helen Slouzis. I don't work at the nursing home. My brother is a resident of the nursing home. He's trying people work. And he's been there since 2019. So we've gone through the whole pandemic with them. And I can tell you they were angels of mercy at a time when things were very dark during the pandemic. We did at least a year and a half of window visits only. We were really depending on these people to be everything for our family members inside. And they were. They did it. They came through, those of us that made it. And we're on the other side of that, but now it's time for us to take care of them. It shocks me to learn they have such inadequate health insurance for themselves. That's not okay. We have to take care of these people better. They serve an essential, important function, keeping our loved ones alive that are completely dependent on them. And I've observed firsthand over the years I've been going how well they care for the people, how long-term they are. They all know my brother by name. When I show up, I can tell the difference between an agency person who's filling in for a shift and they don't know my brother, or the regular staff that know him personally and understand exactly what he needs. I'm here today just to support you guys. I hope you get a fair deal. You certainly deserve it.
Thank you.
thank you.
Very much. And you know how well these people here care about those people in the nursing home like they are their family. And like you said, there was no one there for them when it was all the staff that was there. So thank you for speaking up, and God bless your brother. Would anyone else like to say anything?
I'm Andy Lipney. My mom is a resident of the nursing home. I'm with the Greater Shenandoah Area Historical Society, and because of that, Miners Memorial, I was asked to talk a little bit about labor itself. We have Labor Day, and I get annoyed because it's hot dogs, it's barbecues, it's let's have a parade, let's wave a flag, but thumb our nose at organized labor. I mean, America has been taken over by the corporate elite. 90 to 95% of us are common, blue-collared workers. Our grandparents, our parents on these bricks fought for what they had to get. John Siney started the labor movement. St. Clair native. His descendant Timmy Holden fought for labor. John Mitchell paraded through the town to all sorts of applause. We had a 1902 coal strike here that turned the nation around. Teddy Roosevelt had to resolve. So we fought in the past for fairness for labor, and now somehow all of America's become anti-labor. I don't understand it. We need to correct that. And we need to look at smaller unions, smaller people saying, I can't live on these wages. I can't live without medical insurance. The little guy's being stomped on, and it's just not fair.
Yep.
Our miners, by 10 years in this decade, were fighting with violence for fairness. The Molly Maguires were headquartered here. Not that that was right, and not that they got fair treatment. That was propagandized in so many ways. But then the labor union started, people gathered together, people put their foot down. But it was masses of people in support. And a cause like this, yes, needs support. It's the people who are really taking care and doing the work that need to be given credit. And I thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm
Just be loud.
My mom is at home now. Very hard decision to make, but I know I made the right one. Her staff is amazing. They don't walk, they run. They're here. I sit and I watch. I was trying to go up and sit in that hall and watch what goes on. They are so passionate and caring about their people. They love everybody. Honestly, they give everybody the same treatment. But the treatment that they can give is minimal because they don't have the help. They are so overworked, so overwhelmed. They have families too to go home to. I mean, they're mandated and they have doctor's appointments and they have families and they're so frustrated. But I'll tell you what, they don't take it out on the patients. But sitting there it breaks my heart. It does. I know what they're going through and they deserve the pay. They deserve the insurance. All of you ladies, all of you men, you are wonderful people and don't give up. Fight. You gotta fight for what you want. And I will not take my mom out of there no matter what, because even if it's just one person that talks to her in the day, and there's more, believe me, there's Dee and Terry. I mean, so many of them, they just sit there because she's very hard to get medicine into, and they'll tell you. And she needs to take that medicine. But I will say they're so overworked. And the aides, the nurses, even one nurse, charge nurse for the whole place, God bless them. That's all I just had an incident where the hospital where she was took my mother home and put her on the front porch. Thank God the girl, thank you Lord, did not leave her. But of course my mom was waiting for her mother, her father, and her husband, who are all deceased, to come home. Those people had to leave their jobs, 3 of them, leave their job to go up and take care of my mother and talk her into, and I don't know how they did this, they talked her into getting into a car by saying, we'll get you, I believe it was an ice cream sundae. Ice cream. Well, it took a while, believe me, but they did it. But guess what? They had to leave a whole floor with one nurse and one aide just to go and do something like that. That was an emergency. My heart went out to all of them, and the appreciation, I tried to show that to them constantly. I love these people. They're my family. They are my mom's family. So what Andy said, what I'm saying, just put it together. Don't give up, girls, guys. Just keep fighting. I mean, they want you to give up. They're going to frustrate you. They're going to push you to the end. Don't do it. Just keep fighting because you're worth it. You're great workers. I love you all. The calf, everything. And from the top to the bottom, I have to say, I have no complaints. And I want to thank you all of you. You're amazing. Don't give up. I love you guys. Thank you. Oh, and thank you for taking such good care of my mom.
Thank you for speaking up on your mother's behalf. I'm sure they appreciate that, May. Thank you very much. And that's going to conclude today. And I want to say thank you to everyone that came from neighboring facilities. So thank you so much for showing up and showing out with Shenandoah. This is not an easy fight. They have a lot ahead of them. We have a bargaining session we just got on September 13th. We will be looking forward to that. But until then, these members are going to continue to get the high bills that they can't afford, and they deserve a health insurance that's quality and affordable. So thank you everyone for showing up, and good luck Shenandoah Manor and your committee and your bargaining. You deserve this.